Yes. Good people. There's something I'm gonna ask of you right now. Oh, you got to. Kumbaya. Yes. Good people. There's something I'm gonna ask of you right now. Oh, you got to understand. Here we are. This is a day of rejoice. And I need you to join me in fellowship, to join me. Donate right now to the Empire State Token. It's called the Big Apple Dividend. Empire State Token. When you stake this token, Empire State, you get Big Apple dividends. Yes. Put everything in and get nothing out. You will get wrecked. That is the purpose of you. You will get wrecked. Buy into my token. You sacrifice. It's an ICO. Donate now. The sacrifice phase, the ICO, the donation phase is now. It's live. The Empire State Token. You stake it, you get Big Apple dividends. This is especially for the Hex community. Yes. I want to see you all get wrecked. Buy into my token right now. And Richard Hart. St. James.
And now the end is near.
It's not your money.
It's not your money.
He is an old soul.
Wagwan.
What's going on, everybody? Light One in the building. Gandhiji in the building. First active in the building. Good day to everybody. Good evening, good morning, good noon, good night. Everywhere you are, everywhere we aren't. Blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings. The stream is non-financial and rice. Part 3. What's shaking, y'all? What's happening? What we doing? What we doing out here, people? What we doing out here? I'll tell you what we doing. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to go till the soil, till the proverbial soil, right? But before I do that, I talk about a couple things. Over here in the western part of the world, capitalist system is crazy. First of all, Gandhiji in the building. So I wanted to ask him this question because I saw something I read about the UK. What was it? Something that was going on now, like it's just something. It sounded very dystopian in nature, and it escapes me. Something along the lines of a new rule that has to be like if you're doing something, you gotta let some type of authority know, something along the lines of like this digital surveillance situation that's just sounding like really, really more dystopian as time goes by. But I wanted to specifically address something because it was something specific and I can't remember, man. Maybe during the stream it'll come back. But it's just what I'm trying to say is like, yo, there's something weird that's happened that I'm gonna put it on the internet real quick. You know how when you have a debit card from your bank and you might subscribe to, like, let's say some kind of streaming service or whatever you subscribe to. Yeah, it was a digital ID. The digital ID, and well, let me finish the first thing, and then we're gonna get to that, right? You subscribe to something, maybe you probably did like a free trial, 30 days, and then afterwards they're gonna bang your bank account and hit you with some fees that you didn't agree with. Like, these people are scandalous out here, man. They're scandalous out here, man. That's what happens to me sometimes, man. Like, automatically, when I see something weird, a deduction in my bank account, first of all, it's 2026, been in crypto almost 10 years, and we still talking about bank accounts. That's wild. That's just, you watching deductions take place after deductions. You're like, huh? I ain't agree to this. Then they take. And it's like, it's annoying, bro. Like, you got to get a whole new situation. You got to go argue with the vendor, tell them, listen, man, I didn't agree to this. Just basically deactivate, chop my account with you. I'm not doing any business with y'all. Sketchy apps. This is how you do business, this is how you get people. No, after 30 days, 40 days, you start seeing your money's deplete, and then you see, because you might have signed on to something you thought was free for 30 days, but automatically they knew you were going to forget, because life is lifing, and they're going to bang your account. Boom, 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 every time. And then no. These people are getting more clever, right, as time goes by. But yeah, going back to the digital ID, right? That, bruh, like there's some people that have been talking to me that, close to me, and they've been telling me about this whole thing. It's crazy in Europe right now, right, with the digital ID and all. And that is something that's like, if it's happening there, I'm sure it's gonna reach our shores. And I'm saying to myself, yo, where's this all headed? You know what I mean? Not financial and rice. Where's this all headed? Just complete, like, these attempts these people try to make you believe you're just a cog in a wheel, which we are. We just basically, I like to say, droplets in an expanse of water called the ocean. All of us, we all make up, represent some, an aspect of life. Like, we all, I believe, have a purpose. I like the good people in the world. I don't like the bad people. I'm gonna tell you right now, off top. But this one world government situation, boogie monster, one world purveyor ideology, yo, bro, like, they need to give that up, bro. I come from a different line of thinking that predates me, and it doesn't jive with anything one world type situation, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, one world control and all this. You won't be able to do anything without being watched. It was something, though, along the lines of the digital ID. There was one aspect, another layer of, wow, that's what they're doing. That's what's happening on that level. It was something crazy. Like, something seemed like so regular that you now have to, like, let people know this is what it is. It's not taxes. It's not something like that. Something like more everyday things that we do, that now it's just going to be pretty much documented. What? I don't know if it was like, you, every time you use your phone, something very seemed like, I'm like, oh no, they're getting too far. Something very almost seems like somewhat like innocuous. Like, it's not something you pay too much attention to. But they're going to be now, you're going to be required to let somebody know just by virtue of being tapped into the system. That's like, come on, bro. And all the while, if you're in cryptocurrency dealing with things like, oh my goodness, man, I tell you, man, I don't even know what DeFi is anymore, man. What DeFi is? DeFi, they told what they promised and sold me on is not what's happening on Pulse Chain. Some DeFi. Oh yeah, DeFi. It's real DeFi. Real DeFi. Yeah, real DeFi. Yeah. No, it's a real gambling opportunity. Just gambling right now, bro. My goodness, man. People try to tell you about some DeFi, like, yo, everybody has pretty much a say of what's going on, and no one has any say type of situation, right? When on Pulse Chain, one person has a say of everything that's going on, damn near practically everything that counts. Got to deal with somebody who's just not well in the mind. And I understand it. Who's perfect, right? I got issues myself. So what? I'm not hurting anybody out here, man. So kudos to those people in the world who are uniquely who they are, who are uniquely them, and who do great work, literally do great work and help people in their lives and themselves and their community. Salute to all of them. All the bad people, I do not salute. Salute to the great people. Salute to the people doing great, real benevolent work, right? Who have to deal with all kinds of life challenges and struggles, right? And you still find a way. You still find a way to smile. You still find a way to just enjoy what life has to offer. You still find a way to make someone else smile. Salute to you. Salute to you. All the bad people I don't care for. I really don't. Like, I'm just one-sided that way, man. I don't care. Look, man, the older that I'm getting, it's the more simple life becomes. It is what it is, man. I don't have time to pretend and sugarcoat anything. I'm not doing that. That's why I don't pretend and sugarcoat anything with some Pulse Chain. Stop lying, y'all. I know a lot of you are young. A lot of you are young in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? 30s. You got so much ahead of you. Me at my age, I got most of my days are behind me. You know what I'm saying? If I think about the same amount of days that are behind me that are in front of me, fire, that's fire. But I gotta be realistic. That's the thing, man. As time goes by, I gotta be more and more realistic, if that's even possible. And just be honest. If I can't be honest, I'm not gonna say anything, bro. If I'm trying to be transparent, like they talk about in crypto, I'll be transparent. And people are afraid of transparent. I know somebody who told me the other day, yo, they need transparency. Let me tell you, bro. There's some people that are not well in the world, There's some people that are not good in the mind. They're not. Been telling this one person, yo, check this out, bro. You need clinical help. Been telling this person. Because I can't help you in my capacity. Because what you need is beyond my scope. Do you think the person listened to me? 2 years later. Yeah, oh, I'm going to crash out. Oh, this and that. You grown ass man. You're crying to me about how you're going to crash out. Why? Because you did not listen and thought it was corny to get professional help. Meanwhile, your situation has worsened. And I am not, like I said there, to provide you with the help you really need, the treatment you need. That's not me. But people don't listen. We used to watch G.I. Joe back in the days, back in the 80s, in my generation, Generation X. And there was a saying in that cartoon, man, knowing is half the battle, something like that, half the battle, something, knowing is half the battle, ha ha, half the battle, whatever. Yeah, no, when you know better, you do better. Knowing is half the battle. When you understand, listen, man, you got a fundamental issue that needs to be addressed. And not everybody you around can help you with that situation. Go find the help you need from the proper source, from the proper resources available. And stop pretending and making excuses like it's everybody else's fault. We make our decisions. No one else, hopefully you're not under duress and you in some kind of captivity where you have to be a slave to in a situation. Hopefully you're not in a situation like that where you could make clear decisions and live by the decisions you make, and don't blame a soul for the outcomes. Just learn from the outcomes, whether they're good or bad. But see, these are things that sometimes go in one ear and out the other. People don't want to hear any of that. People don't want to hear any of that. See, see, this is what I mean when I say like this whole pulse chain thing. I'm comfortable with the decisions I made to an extent where, yeah, whatever I've done for myself is what it is. I got to deal with it. But because I made a choice to speak about it on this medium called social media, where people all over the world will listen to you, I have to take responsibility for those actions, the action that I took and what it could have done to the people who listened, who might have paid attention, who might have took my words and ran with it and have become adversely affected by what I've said. That's where I have to also take accountability, which I have been. But some people just choose not to, which is whatever. It's your choice to choose not to. But I'm going to talk because if I've done damage, if what I've said to people, right, said on this internet by the deep, not financial and rice, that's not what I was saying 2 years ago. What I was saying 2 years ago was, it's going to be one day closer to the next all-time high. I'm fanning. I'm actually like contributing to this brainwashing thing that was occurring, that's been occurring, still occurring in the system. Helping to steer people in a direction that they're not really prepared for. Helping myself to steer myself in a direction that I wasn't prepared for or needed to be. You know what I'm saying? And now I have to undo that. That's part of what's this whole thing is, man. Undo the wrong, because the real is the real. The real will always remain real. If you deviate from that, then you're no longer real. As hard as it can be, right? The truth will always remain what it is. You deviate from that, you no longer deal with the truth. You know? I look at it like, wow, all this work, all this effort, and so what? This is why I say a lot of times, in general, we have to just really be mindful of what we do on a day-to-day basis, how we take care of ourselves. What is it that we're doing to help other people in our lives, right? Be better, live better, or just what is it that we're adding to the fold to help things be more manageable for people? Because life isn't easy. Even if you're lending an ear, like I said, even if you can help somebody smile, right? Give a word of encouragement, something that helps uplift someone's energy and spirit. That's a blessing. That's something that should be celebrated. That's something that should be cherished. That's something that should become more uh 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 should be practiced more, right? Should be encouraged, praised, and duplicated. But no, we get caught up in drama. Like, look at how Pulse Chain just experiences new all-time low. I'm not surprised. I think it got much more lower to go, lower than this. This is like, it is what it is. Because it's gotten to a point where there was so much damage that was done from the top. These are the repercussions. These are the effects. And you can't pretend if you're somebody who's really been governing a situation or you're in charge of a situation, that whatever consequences you see, you can't pretend that you're removed from the actions that cause the certain outcomes. You can't act as if you're not responsible on some level for how these prices are turned out. I don't care about some macroeconomic, whatever, externalities. This thing was spawned from your thought, from your brain, no one else's, right? So you are either directly or indirectly attached to the situation. New all-time low. 2026. New all-time low for the gas token, the blockchain token. New all-time low. That's regular on Pulse Chain. That's regular, schmegular. That's regular. That's the norm. Period. When you hear folks say otherwise and want to say with just vehemently go against the truth, that tells you who they are and what they're working with. And the truth is, this thing has been down for 3 years. Close to 3 years. That's the absolute truth. For people to tell you something else, meanwhile, you looking at just by way of looking at the chart, you don't even have to know anything history, anything about nothing, how this thing came to be. You look at the chart in front of you, just there you go, and you look at it and you're like, wow, this has just been down for a few years. In May will be 3 years since the chain launched, and it's just been down and down. I don't care about 2 weeks or let's say a month's worth. 1 month out of 3 years. 1 month out of 34 months. 34 and a half, soon to be 35 months. You got 1 month out of 35 months that you've seen some kind of like pump on your chain cumulatively, collectively, that amounted to Pulse Chain highest all-time high being almost 3x above sacrifice price of almost 3x. You say 3x to round it off, but it didn't touch 3. It really did like over 2.5, maybe 2.75. And that was what, May 2023? What, a week, 2 weeks after it launched, it went up 2.5 to 3x and has never seen those levels since. And Long time no see, JJ Fetty. Ahmad, what's going on? Good evening to you. And Didi said they're getting on top. They're getting on top with it. It's 1984. Orwellian. Yeah. You know what I don't understand about this whole Orwellian one world system situation, one world government? These people act like they can create, they can become the creator as if, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense, bro. It's a mania. That's a mental deficiency, man. A person can be a genius on one end of the spectrum and then still suffer from certain afflictions because you find good and bad and everything all at the same effing time. Why would you seriously believe, and you have like you're of sound mind, you seriously believe that you have the authority, you and a small group of people, or minute people, you call yourself elitists, globalists, whatever is after is, and you say you have complete dominion over an entire human population on the planet. Like, what gives you its mental illness? Don't think for a second people who have contributed great inventions and contributed to remarkable advances that taken place in civilization over the years. Don't think for a second that some of them didn't weren't impacted by mental illness, y'all. Don't think for a second. Keep telling y'all, and like for example, like y'all think things are a joke. You know how many brilliant people I know struggle with something behind the scenes, even quiet as kept? Maybe they eat too much. Maybe they have a high drive for clapping cheeks, right? Maybe it's some other things they indulge in that's not so good for their system, their body. Addictions are powerful, man. I'm telling y'all keep acting like you know things are whatever. It's not connected. It's all relative. You know how many brilliant people I know suffer from addictions? Different kinds. Compulsive. Right? Like and the ones that I know, I love. I for real. Like, I care about them because they've added a certain quality in my life to help me share as well and give. 100%. That's why it's hard for me to really go by certain things and act like, oh yeah, they got it all together. Like your man RH fucked up. That's it. But he's so afflicted and conflicted, he's not even aware enough, or it's too hard for him to even address the mistakes he's made, because that shit would destroy him. You understand? Like, you had a gift. Have a gift, sir. I keep saying it, and he misuses it. Misused it, period. And it's bad, bro. Imagine you change you change the idea, the thinking of so many people to where they threw billions of dollars at you. How many other people on earth can do the same and yield the same results? Not many. So you were chosen to do a job. You were chosen to do a specific type of job, a special job. And it's now been foiled and fumbled and bumbled to where people like me think you an absolute scammer and not care how others feel. Think dude is just a scammer. And he probably didn't intend on things being this wrecked. But the shit went past a point of like beyond his control. He created a lot of problems with people in the community. He created a lot of problems for himself. Forget about people in the community. He created a lot of problems all around. Created so much problems you can't even stream. Like, this is a person who, this is what you were known for. This is how you built your community. You built your community off of this internet, talking for hours on end, telling people one thing. Meanwhile, when they followed you doing a certain set of one things, dollar cost averaging or delaying gratification, et cetera, when it was time to do these things while his fork of Ethereum launched, those people who did those things by believing in his core tokens, those people lost. Like the most. Huh? That's and you think that's just gonna go quietly? That's the thing. You think like think about it. Like, you think this is gonna go quietly? New all-time lows. This has become a tragic comedy. Tragic comedy. Shakespearean tales, Iliad, the Odyssey, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Othello and them got nothing on what's been taking place here. Et tu, frutis, et tu, rectus, are you not wrecked? Crazy. Et tu, brute, brutus, huh? Like, this is crazy, bro. Like, this is here we are. Huh? We missed the bull, the and that bull market was weirdo central to me too. Weirdo central. Yes, BTC touch. I'm gonna be generous and say 126K. That was crazy. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Love that it went up to 126K. Love that Ethereum was teasing 5K. But I don't love how Pulse Chain made no Ks. No Ks at all. No Ks. Zero multiples. It was all negative. Red. Pulse Chain, aka Cotex Chain, Tampax, Tampon Chain. What the hell? You got people out here that's really doing good work, y'all. Trying to really help people. And they have to be made, they have to endure this. Folks will easily chime in and their retort will tell you, the naysayers will say, why don't you just sell and move on? No, because when you have put so much conviction in something, you want to see it through. You want to see it through because your heart was pure. You think I was faking the funk talking about Pulse Chain to people I care about in real life? You think I was pretending? My relationships with them have been since impacted adversely, right? I'm still me though. I still been pure. I was real with the whole situation because I wasn't coming from an angle of trying to scam somebody. What the hell did I get out of it? Nothing. Nothing but lost connections. Real shit. Right? And so no, I'm gonna see this through though. Zero or hero. I'm gonna see this through. Not gonna sell and leave. Oh, you think it's that easy? For others, it can be. But I this is part of the whole situation for me. Like the whole thing. The same energy I applied to telling you, yo, we're one day closer to the next all-time high. It's the same energy I'm gonna apply when we're telling you, yo, we're one day closer to the next all-time low, like today. Same thing. Or else, what am I doing this for? That's how I feel. Sell and leave. Oh, you haven't been here that long. Oh, you don't. Some things you just can't explain to certain people. They just won't understand it until they walked in your shoes. It just won't get it. It's cool. Because I used to have that thinking too. Oh, if it's so bad, why don't you just sell and leave? I used to think that way. But when you don't have certain experience, it allows you to think like that on a simple level. Yeah, because like I say, what we talk about on the internet for anybody, like whatever you talk about, whatever you speak about, you need to be responsible for what you're talking about. Hold yourself accountable for what you say. That applies to me too. I could keep talking to you about some staking 15 years on a situation that you don't know what's happening in the next 15, or you could rest assured the next 15 days are going to be bloody because it's been like that for the how many days behind us, 1,000+ days. So I'm not really going to shit on history. I'm not in the habit of shitting on history. I gotta respect it. I gotta respect what I went through, what I've been through in this whole situation, because it got me to where I am today. You just got here. You fortunate in a sense because you didn't go through the foolishness that many of us who've been here longer have gone through. It's dog eat dog. It's not easy. Like, it's not for the faint of heart. You gotta be serious. You gotta be disciplined in this crypto thing, man. You can't just play around with this and think you're gonna win like that just from playing around. In some cases, yeah, it provides some kind of opportunity for you to feel like you're lucky, 100%. But for the most part, that can't be your overall strategy. You gotta really, really weather the storm. Weather the storm. Save for a rainy day in your real life. Look at how some of these people scrambling. You can see they have no jobs whatsoever in the community. Their job is to live off the community. They have no real jobs in life. You can look at them, look at their appearance. Like I said all the time, I used to say this years ago. These people don't give a crap about how they look. They look dusty. They don't shave. Their teeth all fucked up, looking sweaty. And they trying to shill you some shit. Because that's all they got right now. That's all they choose to have right now, is to sell you something. So when you buy into it, they could dump on your ass and tell you, GG, good game. And they're in the community to this day. There's nothing safe about that. There's nothing cool about that. You got a project that has decent merit. You can't even really promote because these people are like, they just grifters left and right, looking for allocation, looking for some backdoor deals, looking for somewhere where you have to hit their hands first before they'll ever speak one positive word about anything you got going on. It's a struggle. And then if you do speak about something you got going on, your reach is shit. Your reach ain't like that. You don't have a bunch of people watching you. So it's like you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. So many people just give up and they say if you can't beat them, they join them. If you can't beat the scamming energy, you join it. I'm not that guy though. But you see it all the time in this thing, man. I should be more anonymous. What's going on? What's going on? By default, and you're right. You can't let another man save you. You can't. The thing about it is too, it's crazy, right? You can't let another man save you, and I agree. The crazy thing about these markets, in a way, when you buying and someone's selling, or you selling and someone's buying, and when you're in some kind of need or whatever, the market, just you exchanging, you just selling. It's you versus 8 billion people, and how many people are in the market you're in, and it's you and another man. It's probably you and another woman. It's probably you and another child selling, buying, doing some kind of exchange, right? And they're actually, if you, let's say, sold something and another man, another woman, and another, right, maybe child, a teenager bought it, they saved you from a situation that you were dealing with, some kind of financial hardship. But I get what you're saying. You can't let another person looking for, you know what I'm saying? You got to make a decision and be good with the decisions you make. I get what he's saying. Don't let another person save you. But sometimes you in a pinch, for example, and someone saved you out of a situation because you had to make some kind of transaction occur. And it was in a position where you were relieved from some kind of hardship, So it's, bro, this whole thing is weird. You got to look at things like from different ways. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. What Sonny said? He said on the flip side. Yeah, it said on the flip side, Wonder, I called Hex a scam from the get-go. Then RH manipulated a 10,000X. People around me looked at me funny like I made them miss out. See, that's a real perspective right there, a real take, because I was there. This was the spring. This was actually, it was this time 5 years ago. Like this time, the spring of 21 time period. I won't say exactly like March 31st of 2021, but I remember that time. I remember that time period. Hex didn't reach 10,000X in the spring of 21, but I remember that time period when it was on its way. I think it already was over a penny and it was making noise. It touched like 3,000X at that point or something like that. I remember that, Sonny. I remember that. And truth be told, those moves that were being made in 2021 cracked a lot of faces, because the talk was Hex is supposed to should do a 10,000x in 2.5 years, because that's what Ethereum did. That's the talk. That's what the talk was. 2.5 years. But it only took less than 2 years. It took 22 months. But through manipulation from the founder himself. It wasn't like something organic. That's the part that I missed. That's the part about that I miss. Like, oh, this all has to be so organic. It's so lovely. Crypto's so lovely. Oh, nothing has to be manufactured or manipulated. No, this is but manipulated by human beings. Oh, this will just take a life of its own. Boy, was I naive. Boy, was I gullible. Boy, was I wrong. Wrong. I was wrong. It's wrong. You know? And that's a crazy thing to even hold, like for people to look at you like you missed out. See that right there, that's what I mean by the experiences that people go through in this crypto that sort of like forges you through the fire. And I'm not saying that's what something, I mean, that's hard. That's a hard one to deal with because I was there. I remembered how things went and unfolded 5 years ago in the community. Sonny, I remembered. And these are the things that on the surface people don't get, like the experiences, what creates some form of understanding to build your character where you apply yourself a certain way dealing with this crypto thing. You can't find just reading a book. You can't find just chatting on a Telegram. You live it. You live through certain things. You have to experience it. You have to experience a community looking at you like you're the blame for them missing out. That's not something you just, you know, everybody will understand. Everyone won't understand that. That's what I mean when I say, like, how many people will understand or not understand why you stick around? Why a person should stick around and not sell? Why I stick around and not haven't sold? Like, why I haven't just sold to leave? No, I got to stick around. And not everybody will understand that. And in Sonny's case, the developer, Gandhiji, he stuck around still. Like you hear today and went through. That's one example out of many where the community, where you got to deal with all kinds of pressure, external and internal. You got pressure coming from you from both angles, both sides, and still come out on top. That most people, retail, all these, they won't know. They won't understand. They'll never be able to see eye to eye with what that even means. How that even, you know, how you're to blame for everything good and you're also to blame for everything bad. That's the simplest way I could put it and describe it. And that's not a cross that people can bear and carry. And I'm not bringing any type of, trying to bring any type of, you know, religious connotation to this. But that's not a weight that anybody can just simply carry. Because some people can't carry it. They fail. Many do. Most do. You tell people you about to you representing something, and when it doesn't work out, you absolutely the fail. You to blame. You to blame. And some people can't carry it, and they still, right? Folks still won't understand what that even is. But what makes this situation worse on Pulse is this guy pretending like he can carry it when he clearly can't. I'm talking about the Pulse Chain founder. He clearly can't carry this. It wasn't until I got into crypto I learned about the long con. Some people say Social Security in the United States, Social Security is a long con. Is a long con. Decades old long con. Okay. Right? They say that's one of the illest forms of a Ponzi scheme known. Right? That I didn't really truly understand what that meant until I got into cryptocurrency as far as the long con. And that's what this feels like. True to form. That's what it is. People, for sure. Feels like a long con. The dude lost his way. He lost his way. He lost the plot. And don't know how to carry this. You launched a coin on top of all the shit you got going on. And it's down, bro. It's down. You launched a ProveX on top of the miserable performance of your own core coins. You launched ProveX thinking you're doing something, and it's down. Somebody said that some people got airdropped 1 hex. Let me ask y'all something, man. What kind of marketing? Let me ask y'all something, man. When do you say enough is enough and you have to start all over? Like, when do you say, yo, this shit ain't working? Because the ProveX, to me, the ProveX launch is just an example of him saying, without saying, that what he did isn't working right now, yo. This shit with Pulse, Hex, the whole EHEX, PHEX bullshit, Pulse X, it's just not working. And you want to be coy and weird and cryptic and speaking code and talk about, oh, sometimes you have to pivot. You have to pivot. No, you might as well say you want to start all over, but you can't because you're too far gone in this shit. What are you going to do? Fork your own chain? Fork of a fork again? What are you going to do? Because he know if he does that, he'd be crucified. Again, I'm not trying to bring anything religious connotation to this. Are you telling people sometimes they have to pivot? They have to pivot because it's a wrap. It's rest in peace for your core coins. It's rest in peace. So you launch ProveX to save your situation, and your situation is only his reputation. That's all you want. You're trying to save what little, if anything, you have of that. Huh? Am I making sense or am I not making sense? Whatever. Dude talking crazy, like, oh, sell pressure. You want to gaslight your community. Tell the people, like, why should they expect the airdrop? Why should they expect that? Stop begging. You want to, humiliate, defile, denigrate, and insult your own community that gave you hundreds of millions, over billions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency. And think you're supposed to be granted support, that people are supposed to continuously work for free, that people are supposed to respect you? You don't know how to move forward? People giving him clues. You got people in the community trying to give him clues on what he should do. Liquidity provide. Yo, burn your OA coins and all this. You try to give him over the years, right? Trying to give him clues because motherfuckers are like, yo, what the hell is going on here? Oh, 100%. They're like, yo, what the hell's going on here, man? I can't do this. Not that they can't do this, but like they got to say something. People been speaking. They don't care about him being a Mensa candidate. You could be wrong too. You're not the creator. You're not God. You're not perfect. Get out of here. Far from. So many things you said he's been wrong. Like y'all, and this is who you glaze. This is who you adore. Stop it. Wake up, people. Wake up out of that slumber. Snap out of the brainwashing, bruh. Snap out of that. Snap out of that. That shit ain't good for you. It'll destroy you. It'll destroy you. You launch. Some people saying that, yeah, back to the free hex. Some hex, a bunch of wallets got one hex in the wallet. In their wallets, like a bunch of wallets. So that's another campaign. That's you campaigning. Sad, bro. This shit is done. It's irreparable. It's gone to a point where, yo, it ain't about recovering, because the damage has been damn near irreversible, I think. A bunch of wallets got one hex. Did you get your hex? Huh? Nobody cares. It's sad. I'm telling you, it's sad, man. It's sad that people to this day, it's like, like, oh, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave? Yeah, because you want to buy into this thesis. You want to buy into the thesis that possibly and potentially the thesis, but mainly the coin, probably helped change your life. And you don't want to disrespect that. I get it when people are like, you want to glaze this guy and call him some kind of savior. Like these grown ass fucking men want to idolize another man. That shit to me is so strange, so bizarre, so corny and sad and disrespectful. It's crazy to me. You want to idolize this man. Like I've never seen a community that is just so warped mentally, psychologically, weak, vulnerable. I've never seen anything like this, bro. Like to see, I've always heard of cult, right? Throughout history. Growing up, I remember some devastating shit that happened in Waco, Texas. Branch Dravidian, David Koresh, some people that had to consume a solution and were found unalived on beds, like because they just bought into this cult mind situation and became so destructive that they took their own lives because they thought that their savior, some human being, some man they idolized, was gonna take them to a better place. My goodness, bro. That's the same shit you got going on over here with this hexico, nonsense, baseless, empty propaganda. This dude told y'all he wants his next step after launching Pulse Chain, the DEX and the wallet. He told you he want to create a nation state, his own nation state. He followed the same tricks and patterns of previous cult leaders and did the same thing. This dude ain't original with it. Did the same thing and tell you about some hexico. Like you really bought this shit. He told her, it's gonna take 5 years to create. It's gonna be a very difficult task, but it should take up to like maybe 5 years after he launches his wallet. It's gonna take up to 5 years, about 5 years, to create his own nation state. Y'all bought it. When he was talking that gibberish, 2021, 2022, how's that endeavor working out? Aren't we 3 years into the 5-year projection? Oh, wait. Technically, nah, because he didn't launch a wallet sacrifice. But did you see him doing a pulse chain meme launch pad? No, right? Did you see him doing a third sacrifice in between whatever fake roadmap he had going on? Oh no, but wait a minute. All that Prove X and the Launchpad meme, all that shit that sucked, that was just him updating his worldview. You glorified P-Dye. And 2 months later, in 2025, you glorified P-Dye in January. In March of 2025, it's a totally different story. He don't know what the F he's doing, bro. He's glitching. Who's suffering from some type of affliction that's just deeper than rap. The hell y'all believing in? Can't idolize this person like, what are y'all doing? And then you watching some of these women too. They got this brainwashed, glazed look. I feel sorry for them too, man. Coming through here, they're like, yo, they want to do spaces and talk and this and that. And you can hear the naivete. You can hear the gullible energy pouring through their mouths when they're talking about, they're looking for, right? They're understanding, they're trying to learn, and they're getting rocked to sleep. Been getting rocked to sleep for years. You don't see Areola game anymore. She gave it up. All she was good for was basically memorizing some shit and regurgitating it. She couldn't offer one coherent, logical thought. She was a step above Beyonce, but my goodness, bruh. Talk about airhead. And this is who the community flocked to because she was, whatever, could expose her shoulders and all this. Like, these men have never seen women before. What the F is wrong with y'all, bruh? What type of time are y'all on, man? Embarrassing. Non-financial and rice. Part 3. Oh, y'all, what type of time we on, man? It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. I'm out of here. Take care of yourselves, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, morning, afternoon, noon, and night. Non-financial and rice. And rice.